everyone, I'm Daniel and I'm a sleep coach who has supported over 100 people heal their sleep. I spent 10 years on a debilitating journey with sleep and spent over $180,000 on all different doctors and modalities to figure out what works. Now my purpose is to support others on their journey. Today we are going to get you sleeping better through the power of letting go in order to heal your sleep. We will talk about this paradox effect, stopping the battle we create in order to sleep, making peace with where we are at, not only for our rest, but because it lets us step forward in healing more effectively and not out of desperation. And then, of course, some exercises to support you in this. Sleep is one of the most frustrating challenges to navigate because often the harder you try to control it, the more elusive it can become. That's why I want to talk about taking a different approach, letting go. Instead of fighting for sleep, we'll focus on creating the conditions that allow it to happen naturally. So let's dive in. The paradox effect. We can often do everything right and follow all the sleep hygiene rules, but sleep still won't come. Imagine a lot of people are in this camp. That's because sleep is something that happens when your body feels safe, satiated, and relaxed to let go, not when it's being forced. Think about it. If someone told you to fall asleep right now, your brain would likely start racing, feeling pressured, making sleep pretty close to impossible. This is known as the paradox of effort. The more you try, the more your body resists. It's something to seriously pay attention to because for many of my clients, less is actually more. So how do we shift our focus? Start by making the decision to make this a chapter about letting go. I often tell clients, trying not to sleep. And I'm mostly serious, give it way less power and attention. We can still have intentions around improving sleep and taking steps forward, but rather than trying to control every aspect, I want you to think about how the next couple weeks can be a chapter of letting go of sleep needing to be anything other than what it is. Next, redefining your goal. Even if you're not sleeping, resting your body and calming your mind is still restorative. And then this leads us to the letting go of expectation. We have heard so many rules and plenty about why sleep is so important, but remembering many people live happy and healthy lives on very little sleep. Our bodies are very resilient. We can bounce back from even years of lack of sleep. So commit to giving it time. And another consideration is if you can't sleep, don't force it. Engage in something soothing, enjoyable, like reading a book, listening to soft music, or practicing breathing exercises. These activities take the pressure off of sleep and help you relax naturally. So by choosing to orient our ship towards letting go, you allow your body to begin to let go of the tension that keeps you awake. Reframing. Again, many people develop a strained relationship with sleep over time. It's normal, natural, becomes a source of frustration, fear, and even dread, and it makes complete sense. It's not easy to be hurting from lack of sleep. It's incredibly painful and hard to get through. So it only makes sense that we begin to create a battle with it and one that we try to win. But to move forward, it's important to make peace with where we're at today. By doing this, we establish a foundation of safety that allows us to more easily step forward without desperation and a clear mind, not to mention peace. That's where sleep is waiting for us. So some steps to make peace. Acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to feel frustrated or discouraged. This is normal and natural. We attempt to allow our emotions without judgment. We have to let ourselves feel whatever the experience we're having is. So no matter how undesirable the emotions may seem, they're a natural part of the process. Each time you let yourself feel, you can offload a little bit of what's been built up around the hurt and pain and frustration that the lack of sleep has caused. And know that there will be layers to peel back. It's all a process, so lean into your feelings. So another way to make peace is practice gratitude. Focus on the small wins, like a moment of relaxation or one good night of rest. Sleep rarely heals overnight, so rebuilding a healthy nervous system takes time. Practicing patience and beginning to look at progress, not perfection, is the name of the game. Gratitude shifts our perspective to see the positive aspects and builds momentum. So It helps to counter the negative mindscape that sleep can tend to put us in. Lastly, self-compassion. Do your best to speak kindly to yourself. You're going through something very hard that not many people can see or understand, and you are truly doing the best you can with the tools and energy you have. And sometimes that looks like very little because the effect lack of sleep has. So consciously replacing the negative thoughts, like I'll never sleep again, or I'm worthless, with affirmations of I'm doing my best, my body knows how to rest, I will get there. Making peace with sleep helps reduce the emotional weight you're carrying around and thereby freeing up more energy for healing. Releasing control. When you're locked in a battle with sleep, your mind, your body stays in a state of high alert, which makes relaxation nearly impossible. So to end this fight, you need to give yourself permission to stop trying so hard. This builds on what we've talked so far, right? So ways I suggest to release control are developing relaxation practices, right? So meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, journaling they're not fancy, but they can all help quiet the mind and ease the physical tension. It helps to tell the body that I see your discomfort. Let me try and help you ease it. It's about seeing and accepting ourselves. Focus on the present moment. Instead of worrying about tomorrow's energy levels or what's been happening in the past or what history has shown us, bring your attention to what you can do right now to take care of yourself. And this is way easier said than done. When you are sleep deprived, you don't have a lot of access to some of this, but it's a worthy practice to begin ingraining in your system. Small moments of catching yourself and simply bringing your mind with a couple deep breaths can make and be an easy but powerful practice. Lastly, embrace imperfection. It's okay if your sleep isn't perfect. Progress takes time. Small improvements are meaningful. So when I say releasing control, it doesn't mean giving up. It means creating space for sleep to return more naturally without force. All right, so we're stepping forward with intention and not desperation as you begin to let go of the fight with sleep. Finding a little more acceptance with exactly where you're at, it's time to step forward with intention. This means approaching your sleep journey with curiosity and gentle commitment rather than desperation. So what can intention look like? It's setting gentle goals. I put gentle in there because we can get so constricted around our goals having to be a certain way, and that actually creates more tension rather than ease for sleep. So for example, committing to a relaxing bedtime routine or experimenting with one new technique at a time, not all of them. Staying patient, recognizing that the healing, as I've said, takes time, celebrating the small victories on the way. Experiment freely. And this is a fun one. Try different approaches with fun. I should correct that. It makes us a little more easeful. Approaching with an open mind, knowing that what works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. This is an important point I always like to mention. We check in with ourselves. What are we ready to experiment with? What would feel most comfortable and soothing, even if it's unconventional? We are telling the body that it's safe. So look, intention allows you to explore solutions without the pressure of immediate results, keeping your efforts sustainable and supportive. Sometimes working on your sleep can feel overwhelming, right? If the process becomes stressful, it's okay to take a step back. Healing is not a linear journey, and breaks can sometimes be the best medicine because you need to settle in a place that you're at to be able to take a step forward. So some signs you might need a break, right? If you're feeling more anxious and frustrated about sleep than before, you're trying too many strategies at once and beginning to feel burnt out. Sleep has become an all-consuming focus in your life. Then we take a break. And how to do that? Shift your attention to other areas of your well-being, like nutrition, movement, or emotional health. That's one option. You can focus on activities that bring you joy and relaxation, which you should always be doing, without worrying about their impact on sleep. Right? So letting go of the places of constriction And again, letting go is often more powerful than doing the right thing always. So let me say that again. Letting go is often more powerful than doing everything right. And lastly, return to this process when you feel ready, refreshed, and more open to exploring solutions. All right, so to recap, letting go of the fight with sleep creates space for rest to return naturally. Consider making this a chapter about trying not to sleep, as crazy as that sounds. Focus on rest rather than forcing sleep, and make peace with where you're at. And then step forward with intention and curiosity rather than expectation. Know when to take a break if needed. Healing is a journey, and every small step matters. Remember, a huge support of this section will be to attend the live calls where you can get support from one another in finding acceptance, in finding a place to express and share. Normalizing our challenges is one of the best ways to do this work. Also, you will see some questions and prompts below to reflect on as you integrate this module. So as always, the more you lean into this work, the more you get out of it. And in this case, leaning in might be leaning out. I know, it's confusing. Anyways, thank you for being here, and looking forward to seeing you soon.